Hello everyone, and welcome back to Matriarch Astrology. Now, have you ever met someone where you just instantly felt like they emotionally get you? And I mean like get you on a soul deep level. Or maybe the opposite, where you both can't seem to sync up emotionally no matter how much you care about each other. Well, a lot of this has to do with your moon in Synastry. And trust me, I know, because I've had this happen to me in the past. And the moon was one big player in that situation. So in today's video, we're diving deep into the moon and what happens when your moon meets someone else's moon in a relationship. And of course, like in every video, I will be offering some practical tips to make the most of your moon connections, whether that be easy or challenging. So let's dive right in. Why is the moon so important in Synastry? Well, in modern Synastry, we hear a lot about the moon representing our intuition, our emotions, and what we need in order to feel comfort and feel a sense of security. And while that is true, in Hellenistic astrology, the moon is also about your body, your daily rhythms, and how you process life itself. It is your lived experience as well as your subconscious reactions and what feels like home to you. And when two people's moons come together, then you're looking at how two people's emotional worlds flow or crash into each other. It is about your habits, your needs, and how you respond to life on a primal level. Now, if your moons are in harmony, then they are going to naturally fall into this comfortable rhythm together. However, if they crash with one another, then you may feel like your daily lives are out of sync, and then you're going to truly struggle to feel that sense of safety and security within the relationship. Now, let's break down the four major categories of moon to moon synastry and what they mean for your emotional compatibility. And trust me, even if your moons don't match up perfectly, there are always ways to work with this energy. Number one is going to be the conjunction. So this means when you both have the same moon sign, so the deep emotional mirror. I have this placement with my husband, and I can attest to this. So if you and your partner have this same moon sign, then you're both speaking the same emotional language. Now keep in mind the lunar phase, because if you both have the moon in Taurus, but one is in the balsamic lunar phase and the other one is in a waxing gibbous, they're going to manifest themselves a little bit differently. Now, I made a video of the lunar phases and you can watch that here to get a little bit more insight on that. Now, if you both have the same moon sign, then you both instinctively understand each other's needs, reactions, as well as sensitivities, because you're both experiencing in many ways the world in the same way. But here's a twist, it doesn't always indicate harmony, because if you both have the moon in detriment or fall, then you may end up amplifying those struggles. So you may get each other's wounds just as much as you get each other's joys. So here's a tip. If you both have the same moon sign, make sure you create like emotional check-ins with each other. Because you're both so alike, you may feel like the other person just always feels the same way as you do. When in reality, personal experiences is going to shape how each of you express that moon energy, as well as I had mentioned, the phases. Number two, we have trines and sextiles, so our harmonious moons. Here we see emotional flow and understanding with one another. So moons and trines, that's where we see the same element, or sextiles where we have the compatible elements, and this is going to bring natural emotional ease with one another. And here you both just naturally get each other without having to feel like you're trying hard to do that. There's a sense of emotional trust and familiarity with this. So for example, a Cancer moon and a Scorpio moon together in a trine are both going to feel emotionally secure together because they both process their emotions in a deep, intuitive way. While a Virgo moon and a Capricorn moon in trine with one another find comfort in structure and in practical care. Now, tip, make sure that you don't take this emotional flow for granted, because even in the easiest moon connections, life is still going to bring its challenges. So keep the emotional connection fresh by creating shared rituals with one another, or just weekly check-ins, or just because moments, or gifts, or just doing some type of nighttime routine together. My husband and I both do that, where we like working on a puzzle at night together, and it takes us probably like a week or two depending on the size of the puzzle to complete it. So that's just something that we sort of a ritual, because we do it every night after the kids go to bed. These type of things are just reinforcing the emotional closeness. Number 2 would be oppositions. So that is the emotional tug of war. Now, these can be interesting because there's a natural dynamic here, like this push and pull energy. You are literally seeing your emotional world reflected in its opposite form. So for example, let's say a Leo moon and an Aquarius moon. So here we see them both about self-expression. However, the Leo moon may want personal recognition, while the Aquarius moon may seek that collective connection. This can lead to some tension when the emotional needs aren't met in an expected way. So opposite moons can be deeply magnetic. We have one side and the other side that are polar opposites. So they do attract, but they're going to require that effort in order to bridge those differences. So you may need to learn how to give emotional support in a way that may not be natural to you. So a great tip here would be to learn how to appreciate your emotional differences instead of seeing them as an obstacle. So you can ask yourself, how can I expand my emotional world by understanding theirs? So instead of trying to change your partner's emotional needs, you want to honor theirs while also advocating for your own. And number 4 is the squares, aka the clashing moons and the challenge for emotional growth. Now, squares are the most challenging, however, they are also the most transformative moon connections in Synastry. And that is because your moons are in signs that don't naturally understand each other. So let's say, for example, we have Aries moon with Capricorn moon. These two are both really strong-willed. However, Aries moon may want that instant emotional connection, while the Capricorn moon may take time or need that time in order to process their emotions. And this can lead to some emotional misunderstandings or just a sense of frustration or feeling like you're not emotionally seen by the other person. But here's the thing, squares force growth. They highlight the emotional blind spots and they push you to expand your understanding of the emotional needs of others. So here's a good tip if your moons are in square in Synastry. The best thing you can do is to create clear emotional language with one another. Since you both process emotions differently, use specific words to describe what you need. Instead of saying, I feel bad, you can say, I feel unsupported when, whatever that is, or I need comfort in the form of, whatever that is. This removes any confusion or prevents unnecessary conflict. Now, one thing a lot of people can overlook in Synastry is sect, and that is whether you were born during the day or night. Now, if you were born at night, meaning you are a night chart, then the moon is going to play an even bigger role in how you experience the world. And it's going to be even more important for you to have emotional compatibility for long-term harmony in the relationship. And if you are a day chart, then that means that the sun is going to take the lead here in your life direction. That doesn't mean that the moon no longer matters, because it's still going to matter for your emotions. However, the emotional differences are not going to feel as overwhelming. So tip, if you were born at night, make sure that you prioritize moon compatibility when assessing the potential of a relationship. And if you were born during the day, you want to look at sun-moon dynamics and aspects to get a fuller picture. So to wrap it all up, what does this all mean? So the moon-to-moon connection in Synastry tells you how you emotionally feel at home with another person, how you comfort each other, or where you might have some emotional blind spots. If you have easy moon connections, that is a bonus. Make sure to deepen them with conscious emotional bonding. Challenging moon aspects, that is a great opportunity for growth and to take the time to learn each other's emotional language. Astrology isn't about predicting the future. It's about understanding dynamics so that you can make informed choices in love and relationships. If this video helped you see relationships in a new light, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more astrology deep dives like this one. Also, drop a comment down below with your moon sign and the moon sign of your partner and how that has manifested in your relationship. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.